You did everything right. You studied hard, you got the full-time job, and now you are grinding more than 40 hours every week. So why are you still broke? If hard work equals success, like we've been told, there is something clearly off. Welcome to Need to Talk. Today, let's solve why working hard hardly works anymore. Let's keep it simple. 1. The rules of the game. 2. What your boss doesn't tell you about your payslip. And 3. How you profit anyways. Let me be very direct with you. You don't work for your boss or your manager. You don't work for the CEO even. Your payslip is approved by the capital. If your team saves 2 million euros for the company, because for some reason you're able to duplicate the productivity of the whole company, maybe you get 10k, maybe your boss gets a little bit more. But don't get confused. The big amount of value that you are saving the company goes to the owners in the form of profits or market valuation, whatever. But that's by definition, that's by design, that's how the system works. Many people don't understand this. Wages are a cost for the company that you work for, and therefore they're trying to be minimized. The real goal is profits, not wages. For decades, we can clearly see how the output has increased, almost triple. But if you look at the wages, they have stagnated for the last 40 years. I will explain to you later the real purpose of a salary or a wage. But if you can only remember one thing from this video, it needs to be that capitalism rewards owners, not earners. Know the rules so you can play to win. Okay, I understand that, but why my salary cannot match at least inflation? The answer is very simple. Your salary doesn't move when the economy grows. Your salary moves when the shareholders or the owners decide that it's time to move. Maybe because they want to retain talent, maybe they want to increase productivity, maybe because they want to reduce the churn. It doesn't matter. At the end, all of these are decisions that are made by the owners. Which bring us to your payslip. What's the purpose of a salary? What's the main advantage of having a salary over being your own boss? The answer is very clear. It's not unlocking the maximum earning potential that you have. It's unlocking stability. Imagine that salaries raise and dip at the same time as your quarterly profits of your company. Households will break literally every quarter. So the system takes out volatility and keeps wages steady. This is great for planning your life, but it inevitably creates an asymmetry. This is evident because if profits don't have a limit, but your wage is stable, obviously you're not going to capture the amount of profit that the company is earning. At the same time, you're also protected from the losses that a company can suffer. So it's more like a double-edged sword. Of course, wages can obviously grow, and we have seen that before too. But owners must believe that by raising your wage, you're gonna give them more profits, because at the end, the whole objective of a company is to give return on investment to the owners. And I want to be clear, this is not some evil capitalistic owner in a Manhattan apartment petting a cat and drinking whiskey. This is how the system is designed. This is agreed upon. So it's more about understanding why the system works how it works, more than fighting it. It's not fair that your company earns much more than you, but at the same time, it's not fair that the company loses a lot of money and your wage is still the same. Indeed, if you think about it, if all the workers were able to receive back all the value that they give to the company, no company will be profitable. Profits are the excess value that all the workers have been able to produce. If there would be no profit, there would be no competitive company. And if there is no competitive company, no owner will want to own any company. That's the whole purpose of owning a company, to earn revenue from it. Okay, I think I understand. Now let me tell you the final message of this video. I don't want to sound like a preacher of doom, but you just need to look at the world today. It's more and more unstable. We have war in Europe, we have tensions in the Middle East, we have tensions in Asia, and it's not looking better. There are big pieces on the board right now, and none of them probably have your best interest in mind. And that's not even the worst part. If you have been paying attention, we live in a world that is gonna get transformed astonishingly fast with AI, automation, systems that don't require human intervention. All these technologies are gonna transfer an incredible amount of productivity, of value, of money into the owners of these technologies. The good part is that you can be one of them. That's the whole point of this video. You can benefit from the system. You don't need to fight against it. I cannot tell you if you're already late or not to benefit and change your life in the next 5 years. What I will tell you is that you probably should have already started doing this. When you hear the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, don't let them confuse you. This actually means asset owners are richer and richer, and people that don't own anything are poorer and poorer. Why? Because as I explained before, they just depend on their wages. We are lucky enough to live in a society where we all can benefit from owning assets. If you own 1 million euros, you can own 1 million euros in assets. If you own 100 euros, you can own 100 euros in assets. It's a lie that you need to be rich to own assets, so don't use it as an excuse to not protect yourself for the future. If you're watching this video, you probably are very young. 20, 30, even 40, I would say that's still young. If you just invest $300 per month, 300, that's nothing, per month, you can transform that in 10 years into 50K. Imagine what you could achieve if you take this seriously and, for example, invest 500, invest 1,000 per month. Some big changes are coming into the economy and into the world, and I really think that you need to start living lean for a few years to ensure that you have a future in the next 20. Thanks for coming. I wanted to keep it very short today, but I think it's a message that really needs to be spread. I hope that you learned something today, and if you think that someone else that you know could also learn something from this video, please feel free to share it with them. This is a very important message that is not, unfortunately, repeated enough. Have a nice day, we stay in touch, and thanks for coming. If you really like this video, I also have another that explains how some people benefit from this very common slogan of tax the rich. If you want to learn how these people manipulate and how they take profit from it, take a look, you will like it.